Good afternoon, everybody. Uneducated Economist here. So, some big moves in lumber futures took place today. And, I know I've been talking a lot about lumber lately, and it feels like I'm kind of getting redundant with these videos as far as talking about lumber. But there's so many things happening, and if I don't put out the videos right away and tell you, then the information really isn't useful. If I come to you and say, hey, last week this happened, I mean, what good is that? So, today, when I came into work, Monday mornings, I try to place my pressure treated order. I try to place them about 2 hours after we open, see where we are as far as inventory goes, and then try and fill in as much inventory as we can. We bring in pressure treated twice a week. Now, over the last month and a half, when you go to place a order like this, almost always the supplier has been telling me, I'm sorry, I'm out of those, I'm out of that length, I don't have that one. Sorry, it's these ones are in production, we'll have them next week. I mean, I was getting a lot of back orders when I would place my stock orders for the yard. Today, I was expecting the same thing, but when I placed my order, I got everything. The only thing I wasn't able to get was some decking. And that one I wasn't surprised on because, there's a lot of decks being built right now and they still haven't built up that part of the inventory. But all the rest of all the sizes, all the 4x4s, everything they had was all available that I needed anyway for stock, which was kind of surprising. I'm like, so I asked him, I said, hey, how are you guys doing over there? Are you building your inventory back up? Are you getting to a position in which you feel that you could supply on a regular basis, or should I order an oversupply of this stuff? Like I've been trying to bring in extra supply so that I don't run out. When you go to try and order more in, you want to have a backup unit. Well, typically I hadn't been doing that because I could bring it in twice a week up until this shortage, and then I started trying to bring in extra inventory so that I wouldn't run out. And he said, well, it's too early to tell, but as far as the stuff that you're looking for, we have plenty of that. And at least for this stock order, I found that really strange. Now this morning, usually I check the lumber future prices when I first come into work. They had jumped. I thought for sure that we were going to run up to $1,000 per thousand in the lumber future prices, but this morning when I fired up the prices, it started off at $830 per thousand. That's what it closed at on Friday, and it immediately jumped to like $860. And I thought, yep, here we go. We're on our way. But then after I had that conversation, after ordering the pressure treated, I go and I check the lumber futures again. We're at 800. It dropped 60 per thousand. It went from 860 down to 800, 801 and a little bit. And it bounced around, just above that 800 mark for a while. And then I noticed just before I came out here on to lunch that it was at 830 per thousand. So it kind of returned to where it started today. But that $60 move per thousand is by far the biggest I have seen in all the times I've ever tracked lumber. I have never seen a $60 move in a single day. And I mean, it was not even in a single day. It was like in an hour. So that's huge. That's a lot of volatility that's taken place. And so I couldn't tell you if the lumber shortage is over, or at least has peaked out as far as the shortage goes, and that we're going to start building up the inventory again. But I noticed it first in the pressure treated, and I'm noticing it first there, that things are starting to loosen up as far as the inventory availability goes. Prices are still extremely high, highest that I've ever seen them. So we're going to find out a little bit more as the week goes on, but I have a feeling that we may be coming up to the end of this lumber shortage and these sky high prices. This may be around the time. Now, talking with everybody else, they're predicting sometime like November before they see a turnaround in it. I don't know if it's going to quite go that far. I don't think, there was a time when we were first running up and everybody was like kind of panicking about the lumber prices and the availability of lumber and plywood. I would kind of agreed that it may have, gone all the way to November, but after some of the feelings that I'm getting now, talking with the vendor, talking with or seeing the future prices kind of volatility move happening right now where it was a big down day, I'm almost wondering if we may not be getting close to that time where we may have seen the peak in future prices. So, but, time will tell. Uneducated economist, you guys let me know.